$2 billion code is an open book to people of diminished capacity. No, sir. Autism isn't synonymous with diminished capacity. Autistic people they're shut off. But it's not unusual for an autistic person to be savant. A savant? He may not be able to actually decipher the code. It might just appear to him.
Right, he can calculate anything. He just saw it. You know, like those stupid pictures that you sent to all, you stared and you stared and you stared, and then all of a sudden you look at the statue and
Exactly. This is not a stupid picture of the mall. This is national security. Looking at his name is Simon Lynch. He lives in Chicago. He is 9 years old, and he has deciphered a message written in the most sophisticated code the world has ever known. In a geek's puzzle magazine. And I don't recall ever authorizing anyone to put any message into any magazine. Not only is he 9 years old, he is handicapped. He is autistic.
Yes, that explains it.
So our $2 billion code is an open book to people of diminished capacity.
No, sir. Autism isn't synonymous with diminished capacity. Autistic people they're shut off. But it's not unusual for an autistic person to be savant. A savant? He may not be able to actually decipher the code. It might just appear to him.
Right, he can calculate anything.
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
You know, like those stupid pictures that you sent to all, you stared and you stared and you stared, and then all of a sudden you look at the statue and you go,
Exactly. This is not a stupid picture of the mall.
Can you hear me just fine?
Security.
I hope so.
Looking at the best case scenario. Let's suppose the boy is weak, and he doesn't understand what he's just done. Does that solve my problem? Answer: no. Analysis: all we need now is for someone else who understands these people
What's a better film, Aliens or Predator? Oh, definitely Aliens. There's no question. No question. I like Alien. I like Predator. A lot of solid casts. A lot of iconic catchphrases, but no, there's no question. Aliens is a much better movie than Predator. Much better. Now, it could get a little tough if you told me which, well, maybe not tough, but now if you told me which one is better between Aliens and Terminator, then we got a problem. Then we got a problem. That's tough. I mean, I have a clear winner, but it's just like, ooh, that's tough. Well, start throwing out your questions. I do apologize for yesterday. Had to go to a couple of different doctor's offices, get a couple things checked out. The rifle from Aliens looks sick and badass. I agree. 100%. But what have you guys been up to? You guys playing anything? Planning on seeing anything? Planning on doing something soon? Right now, all I'm doing is finishing up my walkthrough of Kingdom Hearts 2 on Twitch, which not a lot of people have seen, and I will be doing a video about that later today. What is Batman Month? Batman Month was a period of time back in 2012 where I reviewed every single Batman movie, live action and animated. But it was like a month's worth. I can't remember when it started. It started a few months before The Dark Knight Rises came out. It's basically like 30. It's like a month's worth of reviews spread out over a period of time leading up to the release of The Dark Knight Rises. And so it was like 30 something videos. So that's what Batman Month was. But this was back in 2012, so that little Batman Dark Knight logo, I lost that. I wish I still had that. I lost that. Can you watch the trailer for Crimson Desert for me? It's my most anticipated game of the year. I've seen it. It's okay. Looks all right. It's not, I might check it out, but we'll see. It's not one of my most anticipated game of the year, but I might give it a try when it comes out. I would say my list of games is pretty stacked right now. Any other games you excited to play? so that's why it's doing that. Well, that explains a lot. We're at the 506. Yeah, hopefully it doesn't get delayed anymore. Yeah, hopefully. I think if Debs for Crimson Desert does the right thing, maybe it might be Game of the Year. Well, we'll see. We'll see. You know, only time will tell. Sorry, it's been a little bit slow. I swear, it's 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 been real hard trying to get motivated for video ideas. It looks like a mature rated Zelda game. I mean, who knows? Zelda's not really my style, but you know, everyone has their vices. What's my next video? Well, currently I'm actually rendering, literally right now, a ranking video for all the Kingdom Hearts 2 worlds. This video idea literally came up today. I was in stream, no one had shown up. One person showed up. Maybe they'll show up here. And he says, well, now that you're replaying Kingdom Hearts 2, why don't you do a ranking of the worlds? And I was like, okay. And then right when the stream ended, I recorded it, edited it. I'm rendering it right now. And as soon as the stream's over, I'm going to upload it. What do you know? I was just talking about you, Cerberus. Your video is rendering right now, like literally, is right here. Is rendering. Kingdom Hearts 2 Worlds. Your video. It's rendering right now. So as soon as the stream ends, it'll be uploaded. But yeah, that's what happened. No one showed up but Cerberus for my Twitch stream. They came up with the idea. And I did it. And that's how it works sometimes. If more people showed up through Twitch streams, they'd get their videos done. Favorite gun with Terminator uses? What's that shotgun that Arnold uses in Terminator 2? That's probably my favorite gun. And just how he cocks it is really cool. But yeah, I would say that's probably my favorite gun that the Terminator uses. Have I watched Jimmy Neutron? I used to when I was younger, but I don't watch it anymore. I grew out of that. I did see the Jimmy Neutron movie, and that was all right, but you know, I wouldn't say it was like one of my favorite Nickelodeon like shows back in the day. What did you think of the Men's Royal Rumble? I didn't watch it, but I didn't care. I mean, Roman won. Okay. That was kind of predictable. I don't know what they're doing for WrestleMania, which is here in Vegas. And I'm on the fence if I want to pay to go, because I'm like, this might like it was here last year, and I thought about it, but I just didn't have time to get tickets. But I was like, this might be my last chance to go to a WrestleMania. Do we want to go? And now I'm looking at the landscape of what they might do, and I'm like, this looks okay. Did I know Patrick Stewart voiced the villain for the Neutron? Yes, I did. Yeah, I knew that. Can you do a tier list of Kingdom Hearts weapons? I don't know about weapons. I don't think weapons is a little bit hard because I don't use all of them. Like, you don't have to use every single weapon. And that's a lot of Keyblades, so... And there are more people more qualified than me to do that one. And James Cameron films? I haven't seen many of them. I've only seen, like... maybe 5 of his films. let's see. I've seen. Yeah, I think I've only seen like 5 of his movies. I've seen both Terminators. I've seen Aliens. I've seen True Lies. And I think I saw the first Avatar. And that's about it. I know he's done a movie called The Abyss. I've never seen that. I've never sat down and watched Titanic. I don't want to watch any of the other Avatar films past the first one because I thought the first one was boring and overrated. That's it. So I don't think I could do a James Cameron ranking. And Kingdom Hearts characters, that's a little tough because there's so many characters. I put it like this. I don't want to try doing a list like my Dragon Ball like Z character tier list. Because that had like 80 characters and that was like a 20-minute video and I thought that was crazy. So I kind of want to avoid doing something of that scale. It doesn't matter which Keyblade you use during the late game since you're already at such a high level. That is very true. That's very true. Once you get to a high enough level, it doesn't really matter what Keyblade you use. And most people I've seen, they just stick with the Ultima because it's the name. I mean, when you're that powerful, I mean, you could beat the game with the Kingdom Keyblade if you wanted to, and it doesn't change anything. An idea, a version of Iron Man that uses machine guns and missiles to kill villains. There's comic game, and there's already a version of that. He's called War Machine. That's all he is. He's loaded with all kinds of guns and missiles and bombs. He's basically a flying giant tough tank. Yeah, it's called War Machine. Can you rent Borderlands 4? I don't know if I'll rent Borderlands 4 because I'm already renting 3 games right now. I'm renting Mortal Kombat. I'm renting... What else am I renting? I think I'm no. Wait, am I still renting? Yeah, like I currently have 3 games out. So I think I don't think I can do a 4th. And like all 3 of them I want to keep. So I'm just sitting on them until their prices drop. I'm probably gonna keep one of them in the next 2 weeks because I need to. Okay, yeah. Ghost. I'm renting Ghost of Yotai. I'm not returning that copy. Mortal Kombat Legacy Collectors. Not returning that. And then Dragon's Quest, which should be here today, hopefully. I might keep Mortal Kombat just so there's an open space for when Resident Evil 9 comes out later this month. So that's typically how I build up my yeah. You're talking about Tony Stark Iron Man, not War Machine. Well, that War Machine is what Tony Stark is. He just uses multiple guns. That's literally what War Machine is. He's just Tony Stark, but he's packed of all kinds of guns and missiles, and that's what he is. If you want Tony Stark to have that stuff, that's War Machine. That's literally the point of War Machine. That's why he's called War Machine. Have I ever been to a WWE event in person? No, I haven't. Thoughts on AJ Styles' retirement? I didn't really care. It seemed obvious. I think they're turning Gunther into this I'm just retiring people, but like that's a stupid gimmick. Like, I'm telling you, my problem with Gunther is that Gunther is a character who cannot change or evolve. Gunther can never be a face. And I cannot take a man serious. I cannot take him seriously when both of his WrestleMania matches, he has been knocked out by Sami Zayn and tapped out to Jey Uso in 3 seconds. Anyone who takes losses like that, I cannot take seriously. So, Cena's retirement, didn't watch it, didn't care. AJ Styles, he's probably going to spend the rest of the year going to TNA. And if that's what he wants to do, that seems fine. But, like, that's my problem with Gunther. It's like, you can't... I don't know what's up with this booking, because Gunther's an already established character, but he's a stagnant character who literally cannot change. Like, there was more to his character when he had a group, but, like, what is he called? Is he going to call himself the Retirer? Who is he going to go after next? Brock Lesnar? I mean, who cares? So he's going to beat up a bunch of 40, almost 50-year-olds? I'm supposed to be impressed by that? No. Like, what's he going to go after, Randy? Well, Randy's like 46 years old. Why would I care about a guy wrestling a bunch of elderly 40-year-olds that are going to be retiring anyway? That's not an impressive gimmick. Captain America kills people too. Oh, well, duh. It's World War II. I'm sorry. You're going to kill people. You're fighting not only Nazis, but Hydra, so... Yeah. But to be fair, Marvel is less squeamish when it comes to killing people than DC is. DC is really squeamish on killing people. Marvel, not so much. People get killed. Even Spider-Man even Peter Parker kills people. Do I have a tier list of Mass Effect guns for the first 3 games? No, but I have ranked characters and games. And welcome to the chat, Zach. I was worried no one else would show up. Okay, Cerberus, your video just finished rendering. I think I can actually start... I might be able to work on the thumbnail now. Or maybe 30 minutes after the stream ends. But your video's... It's done. It'll be ready to go. Did you know Machine Guns are making Wolfenstein 3? What do you mean making Wolfenstein 3? What do you mean? Spider-Man killed the guy who murdered his uncle from the first Spider-Man movie by pushed off a building. No, I mean in the comic books. Peter Parker has killed people in the comic books. So, I don't know about in the movies. I mean, people accidentally die, but, I mean, Goblin killed himself. Doc Ock killed himself. Harry kind of killed himself by sacrificing his life. So, I guess the only person he's ever actually intentionally, well, he killed Venom with a grenade, and then Eddie died in the process, but then Eddie technically killed himself. So typically when people die in Tobey Maguire's movies, they typically end up just killing themselves. So that's a common pattern. Am I going to play Assassin's Creed Hex when it comes out? No. Nope, I'm retired from Assassin's Creed games. The sequel to New Colossus? What? That seems a little late. Wolfenstein 3 is reportedly development. This doesn't work's aim to conclude the trilogy. Okay, they just announced this last month. But the New Colossus, I mean, damn. You wait almost 10 years. I mean, dude, that game came out in 2017. I mean, Yeah, it's going to be a solid 10 years. I mean, I think that's a bit long. But all right. I mean, that I'm cool with that. That just seems like a really long wait. Am I? Why don't you own any Grand Theft Auto games? I'm just not the biggest fan of them. I mean, I've played a lot of them, but I've never wanted to own them. I mean, I don't think they're that great. They're fine to play for a little bit, then I just move on. Have I seen the Spectacular Spider-Man? No, Cerberus, I have not. Yes, Zach, but I'm trying not to acknowledge that. Hello, Wing Zero. Welcome to the stream. What will my Super Bowl snack be? I won't have any. I'll be working. Sadly. So I guess when making Marvel games with M rating, I guess I'll push the limits of Captain America and Iron Man killing enemies for making the ring. They won't. You won't. You'll never get an M-rated Marvel game like that. I mean, unless it's Wolverine. But then Wolverine, all he does is kill people, so you kind of can't get away from that. Heard any Gundam news? No, Wing, I have not. Why did I retire from Assassin's Creed? Because I didn't. Because I got my. Because Shadow came out, and that's literally the last Assassin's Creed game I need to play. In a good way. I just don't know where you could go after that. Like, feudal Japan is the most perfect location for an Assassin's Creed game, and it had a mixture of both the old school style and the more action style gameplay. It was really almost a perfect game. Now, would I play it over, say, something like Brotherhood or something like Assassin's Creed Black Flag? No, but is it probably sitting at my third favorite Assassin's Creed game of all time? Absolutely. And I don't need to play any more Assassin's Creed games. I have a good collection of games that I can go back and replay anytime I want. And heck, if they want to remake Black Flag, I'll give that a shot. Absolutely, I would replay a remake of Black Flag or 2 or Brotherhood. Maybe one day I'll give Revelations another try, but like just moving forward, I really don't need to play any more Assassin's Creed games. I'm good. You own 7 copies of Grand Theft Auto 5? Damn, that's something. How's my health? It's getting. I don't want to go into details to scare you guys, but just a number of things have been discovered, and I want to keep that private for now. Maybe down the road I'll reveal what's going on, but for right now I'll keep it quiet. Why am I working during the Super Bowl? The Patriots are playing. Because I work on Sundays. Literally my favorite team. Yes, I know. That doesn't mean I'm not going to go to work. When should Wolverine come out? Well, apparently it's supposed to come out in the 3rd or 4th quarter of this month, which, I'm sure it will. Comic Game Entertainment. What about Deadpool game when they're making another one? Who knows? The last one was pretty fun, but, we'll see what happens. Assassin's Creed is a badass series, no doubt. Of course. Galal, did I get a new tattoo? Yeah, I showed this off last week. Yeah. What holds Final Fantasy X from being number 1? I think, it's not a big advantage, but I just find that with me being such a big history buff, that Metal Gear Solid 3 is able to connect more to actual history. And there's stuff about it that are completely ridiculous and not historically authentic, but the fact that it's able to weave in its own story into actual history, I think is really cool. And it's one of those franchises that only Metal Gear can do that. But that's not a bad advantage, because Final Fantasy X is number 2. There's nothing wrong with that. Rank the missions in Metal Gear Solid 3 from worst to best. What do you mean missions? What do you mean missions? There's only one mission. That's kill all the Cobras and destroy the Shagohod and recover the Philosopher's Legacy. That's the mission. Can't rank them. Am I excited for the Super Bowl performers? What do you mean performers? You mean the halftime show? I don't watch halftime shows, really. I haven't watched them in a while, so I don't really care. In Latin America, I normally expect missing work for the games. No, I still work. Do you ever get any games just to keep in my collection? Maybe a few, but it's more like I bought it, I didn't like it, but I'm not gonna return it. But no, usually if I buy something and keep it, I might come back and play it again. But no, I can't think of a game. I mean, I can think of one game I might do that with, but it's only for practical reasons. Because I mean, I would buy the game just to collect it because I don't have the means to actually play the game. Deadpool and Wolverine are both Marvel characters being M-rated. Yeah. If The Boys was turned to a video game, would it be M-rated or it'd be M? It'd be M. It wouldn't be adult. I can't recall the last time I've seen... I don't even think you can make adult games anymore. I can't even think of what the last one was. Final Fantasy X is not everyone's favorite Final Fantasy. Some like the PlayStation 1 era more. That's fine. Jonathan Hood. Do you feel bad more game stores are closing for preferred online distributors more? Yes, I do. I feel bad about that. I'm so concerned that physical media is going to go away. And if that happens, then that's it for me. I will not be part of a purely digital gaming world. I just won't do that. GG accidentally committed to going to work on Sunday on stream. Now he can't actually not go to work like he planned. What do you mean? What do you mean? I didn't. What do you mean? I didn't commit. What do you mean? I always work Sundays. That's just my job. Winter goes, how's my day? It's going alright. How about you? Could be better, but you know. Are there any items that you buy but don't prefer to leave them unopened? Wait a second. Wait. Okay, the way you're structuring your question is a little bit weird. Okay. Do I have any items that I buy but I prefer to leave them unopened? Okay. So I buy something but I keep it in the box? Yeah, a lot of things. A lot of my action figures, I don't open those. All my Funko Pops. I don't think I've ever opened a Funko Pop. All my Funko Pops are in the boxes. A few collector controllers, I keep them in the boxes. A few collector edition items, I keep them in their boxes. But mainly just Funko Pops and action figures. I don't really open those. Some I open and some I don't. Have I ever played any of the Def Jam games from PlayStation 2? No, I have not. Was Hatred the last AO rated game? I don't even know what that is, common game. I've never heard of it. If you become invested with Sony somehow, how would you market the future of PlayStation? I have no idea. I'm not very good at marketing. How would I describe Claire Obscure Expedition 33 in 2 words? How would I... In 2 words. Couldn't finish. Gave up. That's how I would describe it. Gave up. Jonathan, you hope Final Fantasy 17 won't be like the first to go all digital with no... Oh, I hope not. Dear God. Dear God, I hope not. Winter goes, your day's going great. You recently beat Final Fantasy 16. I really liked it. You give it a solid 9. That's good. Yeah, it's a really, really, really good Final Fantasy game. It just plays... it just feels less RPG-ish and more Devil May Cry-ish. Which is not a bad... Not bad, but like... You know, I really miss the RPG aspect. You like my shirt? Thanks, man. It's one of my newer ones. Thanks. Do a top 5 favorite game worlds? Pretty sure I had done that one, but that was like a 10-year-old video. That sounds like something I had done. Resident Evil 9 looks great. Yeah, it does look great, and I'm going to get it. Don't worry about that. Hatred 2015 was a bird eye view game, goes out to kill innocent people exclusively. Devil May Cry-ish, great series. Yeah, I guess. How do I feel about the Xbox is vanishing from stores? You can't keep up with the PlayStation and Switch. I don't care. I'm a PlayStation person. Why would I give a damn about Xbox? That simple. That blunt and intimate. Why do I care? If this is the last Xbox and they don't make any more Xboxes, I'm not going to miss it. I'm a PlayStation person. So, favorite trilogy... Wait, what? There aren't any trilogies. What are you talking about? There's only... No. There's only one, but we won't talk about that. But there aren't any trilogy of games. Favorite Tarantino film? I believe Dusk Till Dawn. No, that's not Quentin Tarantino movie. I don't know, Pulp Fiction, I guess. Did you see Guerrilla is making a multiplayer Horizon game? Yeah, I've seen it. I think that's not a great direction. PlayStation is definitely in the lead of Xbox. Well, buddy, where have you been the past 15 years? It's been that way since 2012. Like, dude, it's been over for Xbox since the PlayStation 4 got revealed. Like, literally, I was at that E3. I was in the crowd when the PlayStation 4 was revealed. That was the beginning of the end of Xbox. Like, literally. Like, this is the final... We're just seeing the final result. It started back then. What is my favorite comic book movie trilogy of all time? Probably The Dark Knight, I'd say. FF Blacklist trilogy is the only one made and it failed. Yeah, I know. That's why we won't talk about that. You can pick any games except... Well, that's not a trilogy, though. That's why I said there's no trilogies. I mean, 10 had one sequel. Yeah. Final Fantasy 7 technically has a prequel in Crisis Core, but, you know, that's kind of... I mean, even... I think 4 has a sequel, but it's really obscure, so, like, they don't really do trilogies. I used to watch Pulp Fiction as a toddler, VHS, loved it. PlayStation is better than Xbox. Well, that's a fact, so, yeah. Call of Duty or Metal Gear Solid, better series? Of course it's Metal Gear Solid. What kind of question is that? After the Xbox One, Microsoft basically had been putting out the reskinned version of the Xbox One. Pretty much. I mean, that's what they do. Favorite thing to get from Taco Bell? I don't eat Taco Bell. I haven't eaten in Taco Bell in like 15 years. That stuff does not sit well in my stomach. Well, that's interesting. Final Fantasy VII Remake is somewhat a trilogy. It's not a trilogy. It's not a trilogy. I don't know. It's them milking a game out for no goddamn reason. Which is why it sends a very bad message. Like, which is why I pray they don't do 8. It's like, we're gonna take 8, but we'll split it into 4 separate games. Even though the last disc literally is like maybe 2 hours of actual gameplay. It's like, it's not even like a full chapter. How come more people have played Call of Duty? Because it's a more because of multiplayer. People like playing multiplayer. Arkham Trilogy or Dark Knight Trilogy? Dark Knight Trilogy. Interactive cinema, my friend. Will you give Kingdom Hearts? No. No. I'm done with Kingdom Hearts. I'm done. I'm done. I was done with it after 3 because 3 had no fucking plot. It stripped out basically all of Final Fantasy until I found out that they released some DLC that kind of added some stuff in. By that point, it was too late. And no one knows what the plot is. Not one of you bastards, I'm saying calling you bastards to get away, can tell me what the plot of Kingdom Hearts is anymore. No one knows what it is. They are literally making this shit up as they are going. But there is no plot anymore. How is it that this franchise has been around for 25 years, yet nobody can explain what Kingdom Hearts is? We don't even know what it is. I mean, at one point we thought, oh, it's a place. That's what they told us in the first game. And then we go to Kingdom Hearts 2, and it's like, oh no, it's not really a place. It's more of a concept. It can be made. It's not a physical place that all hearts go. It's something that can be created. And then we don't even go to it in the third one after waiting for 14 years. No mention of it in Birth by Sleep. No mention of it in 35 6/Days. No mention of it in Dream Drop Distance. How is it? We are 25 years in, 7 games, and they cannot tell us what Kingdom Hearts is. You can't even explain the name of your own fucking franchise. How do you do that? You're giving Hideo Kojima a run for his money, and half the time, even he doesn't understand his own goddamn writing. And he wrote it! Have I played Medal of Honor games? Yes. Yes, I have. Eventually, Brian Wave Links can interact with screen gameplay. That sounds very complicated. You never finished Final Fantasy VII Remake. You got up to Aerith section and never touched it again. Then you are a gamer after my own heart. Between reflection, attention, different patterns, thus input, accuracy. No more Final Fantasy, Zanzibar, it's a place, Outer Haven, it's a concept. Metal Gear died after Survive. You're damn right it did. Absolutely, Jonathan. Whatever the hell Survive was, my god, it was No, it died before that. It died at Phantom Pain. That killed the franchise. Damn, that question might have raised your blood pressure. What? What question? What is Kingdom Hearts? No one can explain it. No one can explain it. The meaning of it kept changing from game to game, and we've never... They describe it as like a place or a concept, but we don't know what it is. No one can tell you what Kingdom Hearts is. It's like, you would think I thought like that was going to be the big... That was like... I think that was like number 3 thing I wanted from Kingdom Hearts 3 is let's actually go to Kingdom Hearts. Let's see what it is. Let's have someone explain what it is. And they can't do it. So if someone asks you, what's Kingdom Hearts? You don't have an answer because even you don't know what it is. Skyfall may be a better film, but GoldenEye is my personal favorite. Yeah, same here. How dare you... Okay, Phantom Pain. Listen, here's what I'll say about Phantom Pain. If you're talking gameplay, fine. Gameplay is fine. Story, literally, I am telling you, guys, Phantom Pain single-handedly destroys the entire plot of the entire franchise. Whatever happened with Kojima, that game was made specifically to destroy his franchise. You cannot be so blind to see that. You have made a plot that completely disproves the entire point of the franchise. Everything we were told at the end of 4 gets disproven in Phantom Pain. That's why I hate it so much. It was telling the wrong story, and its entire plot disproves the entire franchise. Every single game is disproven by that one game. There is no way Kojima approved of that. There is no way he would do that. The last time I saw something that stupid was with the sequel of Joker, where the director came out and said that he was mad that people liked his film, so he made a sequel with the sole purpose of destroying his own film. He openly admitted it. That is the purpose of Phantom Pain, is to destroy the entire plot of the franchise. That's a Konami decision. There is no way Kojima approved of this. No way he approved of it. So if you want to like the game because of its gameplay, I'm fine with that. Because its gameplay, if we're talking just purely gameplay aesthetic, yes, it is the best. But I love Metal Gear Solid for its plot, not its gameplay. To hell with that. I agree, Jonathan. It should have ended with 2. Story sucked. Kojima gave what his fans wanted. No cutscenes. They don't even have to make sense. Big Boss turns on the audience. Secret Agent Clank is a good Clank-focused game. Yeah, it is, Jonathan. Yeah, I agree. We don't speak of Joker 2. I'm simply saying that's the last time I'd heard of a concept of someone creating something to destroy their prior work. That is clear. What Phantom Pain was clearly a Konami decision, not a Kojima decision. There's no way he would have approved of that. And it's obvious because we are still getting hints of Metal Gear in Death Stranding. If the man hated his own franchise, why is he still mentioning it? He's throwing little hints in Death Stranding. He clearly still loves Metal Gear. So there's no way he approved of that game. I guess that explains why Kojima has such bad Kojima. Yeah, Winter Ghost. I think that's why. Which is why I do not trust that franchise in Konami's hands. They're better off selling it to anyone. Okay, man, this reminds me of the old rant you did. Let's not talk about that. Your rant about Metal Gear. It's not a rant about Metal Gear. I'm simply explaining why I don't like Phantom Pain, or I refuse to acknowledge it. But Metal Gear Solid is still my favorite franchise. That will never change. I'm simply saying that's why I don't like Phantom Pain. PlayStation 6 needs an optional disc. I agree. But I think that's what the 5 is. It's optional. If you want to have a disc, you can have a disc. If you want to go digital, you can go digital. That's what they need. Ninja Gaiden 4 took too long to revive the franchise. Well, I've never really played Ninja Gaiden, so I can't really comment. Describe Astrobot in 2 words. Greatest platformer. GOAT platformer. That's how I feel about Astrobot. Do you think a lot of gaming companies rely too much on nostalgia nowadays? I wouldn't say they rely on it too much, but it's a proven factor that it draws older audience in while trying to gain new fans. So I wouldn't say they're over reliant on it, but they just look at what worked in the past. They try to keep that consistent because it'll bring older fans while encouraging new fans to jump on board. What is the reason you can't get into Jak and Daxter if it's the rival Ratchet and Clank? I mean, I just never got into it. And, I mean, I can't describe it. I just never got into it. I never got into Sly either. I was just a Ratchet and Clank person. A sanitized version of real events, lost trajectory. Yeah, I guess. All right, well, Commander Shepard, thanks for stopping by, man. Peace out. And we still got about 14 minutes before my next video gets uploaded. So I hope you guys will check that out. You guys got any more questions? We got 14 minutes left. Got any more? Jesus. Someone just posted this. Apparently, Grand Theft Auto 6's map is supposedly 3.5 larger than Grand Theft Auto 5. Damn. That's almost too big. Who knows what secrets that game will hide? Favorite character from Avatar: The Last Airbender? Don't have one. Which one is better, Death Stranding or Dead Space? Oh, Dead Space, no question. Easy. Jonathan, I felt bad for Middle Season because it had the potential for a PlayStation franchise. Wasn't really my cup of tea, but I can understand how some people might like it. Comic Gamer, what if they make all PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 5 games playable on PlayStation 6? You'd make the greatest console in history. Yeah, if you could make a PlayStation that literally is compatible with every single previous generation of games, not digital, physical, you would make the greatest console ever made. Because no device has been proven to, outside of maybe PC, you'd make a console that's been able to do something no prior console could ever do. Nintendo could not do that. Xbox could never do that. But if you made a PlayStation that could do that, it would quickly become probably in the top 5 greatest selling consoles of all time. Everyone would buy it. You mean to tell me I not only can play PlayStation 6 games, but I can play every single game I've ever purchased going back to the 90s? Everyone would want that. Have I ever wanted to make an anime? No. I thought Grand Theft Auto San Andreas had the biggest map. I'm not aware. I don't know. Grand Theft Auto 6 better have content that absolutely washes Grand Theft Auto 5, especially after being delayed for years. Think it would work for Shinra and Final Fantasy 7 or Umbrella Corporation? I wouldn't want to work for either one. What, Shinra, what, we're going to drain Mako from the planet and use it as energy? Or Umbrella, we're going to work on some crazy super zombie virus? Why the hell would... I couldn't morally support either of those companies. Nintendo's first console to be backwards compatible was Wii with the GameCube disc. That's... What? What? I don't think that's correct. Can Nintendo Wii play GameCube games? Hang on. Let me rephrase it. Can the Nintendo Wii play GameCube game discs? Oh, okay. Okay. I don't know how that works, but okay. I did not know that. Okay. But it says only specific models can do that, so yeah. The PS console being backwards compatible with all gems would be the same level of gaming PC for awesome gaming systems. I agree. Cerberus, have I ever been in a situation where you had to work with someone you dislike and eventually overcame it? I had to work with someone I didn't like. Uh, the closest I can think to that is when I was working at Walgreens. We had this temporary manager who was like a real asshole, and I hated his guts. But like, he was the manager, so I just stayed out of his way. I think that's the closest. But I don't think we ever worked it out. I'm fairly certain he was a closed closet racist. That's why. I mean, you just got the feeling this guy just hated black people, but he was only there for like 2 weeks, and then they moved him on to another store. Would you get into X-Men Marvel games if you already lost interest in Spider-Man? What do you mean? Would I get into X-Men Marvel games? I never stopped. We just haven't had a really good X-Men game in a while. But yeah, I've never lost interest in X-Men games. Just they just haven't had any in a while. All right, you guys got any more questions? We got about 7 more minutes left before I gotta upload the next video. You got any bets on the Super Bowl? I don't bet. I live in Vegas. I've learned better. You don't bet. Not in this city, you don't. Have I played X-Men Academy games or PlayStation 1? No, but I'm pretty sure I played that on Game Boy Color when I was a kid. I recall it was pretty good. X-Men Academy on Game Boy Color. Yep. Yep. Yep, that's the game. Yep. Yep. Do you think that a Deadpool game is part of the X-Men game? I guess you could say that. I mean, it has a lot of X-Men characters in it. I mean, if you're talking about the old Deadpool game, that's technically an X-Men game because it has like a lot of X-Men aspects about it. So you could call that an X-Men game. Yes, I've played Legends. Yes, I've played the X-Men Legends game. Lego Batman 1 was the first Batman game I ever played during the hype of the Dark Knight movies. Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought it was alright. Go with the first one. Are you interested in the new Wolfen game from Insomniac? I'll wait till I get a Wolverine game. Well, obviously it's Wolverine, so yeah, of course. Did Sabretooth lose his memory of Wolverine in the first X-Men movie? I guess so, but don't forget, those movies have a lot of inconsistencies. It's best not to think too hard about it. And the second game was better. Some people say that. My top 3 favorite animes, I don't know. I can't think of them off the top of my head. That'd be too hard of a list to come up with just 3. X-Men First Class was everyone's favorite X-Men film. It's not mine. It's a great X-Men film, but it's not my favorite. Hell, I wouldn't even. It's maybe a top 5, but there's like 4 other movies I would pick over that one. Yeah, now that I think about it, it's probably number 5. I would take the first X-Men film over it. I'd take X2, Days of Futures Past, and Logan. But then you could throw in Deadpool in there too, so that might knock it out. But I'm trying to keep Deadpool its own thing. Have I seen Bakugan? No, I have not. Logan, huh? What about Logan? What about it? Your favorite Marvel anime was the Blade animated one because it was different from the live action one. I was not aware there was an animated Blade series. X-Men Legends 2 Rise of Apocalypse and Arkham games are on the same level as Incredible comic book games. Yeah, I guess some people could agree with that. There's animes for Blade, Wolverine, X-Men, Iron Man. Days of Futures Past considered the best X-Men film. It's my favorite. My personal favorite. And it's one of the few ones where Wolverine is not the focus. He's more of a plot device, and that's a very unusual position to put that Wolverine character in, but it works. Plus, it's probably got some of the like worst deaths in Marvel. Like when they die hard. Like, I mean, the way they were getting killed is crazy. I mean, people getting their heads stepped on, people getting their faces melted, people getting impaled, Colossus getting ripped in two. I mean, these are like Mortal Kombat fatality deaths here. Avengers would never go that hard with killing a character. The Gundam Show Explains has neat shows on YouTube like yours. Why you won't watch Spider-Man? Fuck that movie. I will not watch that piece of trash. Absolutely not. Nothing with Spider-Boy. I cannot express the amount of hate I hate for that character. Like, you don't even know. You can't even imagine. I probably hate Spider-Boy more than anyone on this planet. Like, that's how much. Spider-Boy's in a Nolan film, and I will not watch that film because he's in it. Like, that's how much I don't like this guy. There's just something about him that just doesn't seem right. And I see everyone wants to like him, and that's cool, but there's just something about Spider-Boy I don't like. And that's crazy. The day my love for Nolan loses to my hatred is a day I thought I'd never see, but here it is. I will not be seeing a Nolan film for the first time in like 20 years. I'm openly choosing to not watch one. Boy, am I living in a crazy time. Well, there's an hour. Well, thank you guys for stopping by. Hopefully, I will not have any delays for next Wednesday. And things should run smoothly. Hopefully, I'll have a number of more video ideas that I can upload between then and now. But thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you next week.